and I'm your Home Search Director with Austin, Texas Real Estate Today. This is actually part 4 of a 5-part series on Circle C with Kevin Cottrell from RE/MAX Austin Skyline. And Kevin's our Circle C expert, and we're thrilled to have Kevin with us today. And today we're really going to be talking about pricing and housing overviews over in the Circle C area. So Kevin, what's about the average sales price point in Circle C? Or you know what, even better?
Yeah, well, we'll get into that in a section. I'm actually going to divide this out. And what's interesting is this was recorded in August of 2012. So if somebody's listening to this down the road, certainly can get in touch with me. I'll give you the most recent updated numbers because numbers are changing fairly quickly because the Austin market is running at a pretty strong pace. But let's talk a little bit about Circle C. And again, this is a 5-part series. So if you missed one of the other parts, and this is the first one you happen to land on, what we'll talk about for Circle C is this one of the largest master plan communities in the country and certainly the largest one in the Austin market. This slide says 37 homes, 100 homes today. It's actually over 4,000. There'll be 5,000 houses that build out. It's on over 4,000 acres. And it is known for its amenities and its outdoor space. There's over 400 acres of park space. You've got private hike and bike trails. You've got swim centers. So it's a large master plan community in Southwest Austin. Again, in the other sections, we touch on a lot more about the amenities, so I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. What I want to do is I want to start answering your questions about real estate, because we do get a lot of questions. And this is, again, current as of August of 2012. Circle C Homes. Let's talk about the market. You asked me about average price. Let's talk about median. I think it's a little bit more accurate. Median price is $338,000. So your typical homes in Circle C start in the low $300,000 range, and they go all the way up into the $500,000 and $600,000 range. Given the medians at $338,000, most of your houses are going to sell between, call it, $300,000 and $425,000. Average days on market. This is where you're going to see things, if you're relocating, maybe very different than the market you're leaving, or even if you're within another part of Austin. Southwest Austin, and especially Circle C, is a very hot market. It's 25 days on market on average. Now,
25 days on market. What is all it's taking to get a home sold in Circle C? Is that correct?
Yeah, 25 days in the current market as of August 2012. Multiple offers on almost every home, unless it's in the very high price points. And they're certainly selling at an average of 25 days. Many sell the first weekend. Now, Circle C itself is a mix of neighborhoods. You've got 20-year-old homes to new construction. Now, in the new construction, I want to preface this. It's not available in large quantity. There's limited areas. We'll touch on that in one of the parts of this section. I'm going to go into very specifically what's current, what's available, and what's going to be released in the next year, and then what's planned in the future. Now, you've got everything from golf course homes to gated communities to garden homes to traditional residential homes. The picture in the background there is a house in the Muirfield gated community. It actually backs up to Grey Rock Golf Course. That's an example of a typical home within Circle C that's a newer home that backs to a golf course, if you will. Now, let's go through the areas, and I don't have a map up to go with this. It would be difficult to do, but I can certainly talk with you if you want to get in touch with me. People call Circle C Ranch or Circle C proper the established area. So I'll touch on that and kind of give you, when we talk about 20-year-old homes, this would be what was built in the original sections. And if you wanted to think about dead center where this is the eastern part of Circle C, and you're talking about east of Escarpment. Some of it goes in the near part of west of Escarpment that's south of La Crosse. So that's really what when people refer to things as Circle C proper or Circle C Ranch in the more mature areas, some of the big differences in what you're going to see in there are larger trees, more mature landscaping, but your trade-off is you've got homes that have been in there for up to 20 years. Now, Circle C on the Park is also right over there east of Escarpment and north of La Crosse. One of the things that's unique about Circle C on the Park is, although a mature neighborhood, many of the homes either have immediate access or they back to Metropolitan Park. Now, the park system at over 400 or 500 acres, depending on how you calculate the acreage in Circle C, has a large hike and bike trail. And so a lot of the homes in Circle C on the Park either have immediate access or the backyards back right onto the eastern portion of the Metropolitan Park system. Circle C North is known as one of the most affordable areas within Circle C. The way you would get there is you travel on West Slaughter, and from West Slaughter you would turn into the neighborhood, and it is north of Slaughter and the western portion of it. And again, being most affordable, you've got homes in there that are well below the median price, and in some cases below $300,000. So it is an entry-level part of Circle C. Now, coming back in along West Slaughter is Vintage Place. Vintage Place is, it's a neighborhood that was built in the 2000s. It was built by Capital Pacific Homes. And what's unique about Vintage Place is, if you use the term vintage, they're vintage-style homes, even though they're newer homes. They were built in the style of the Central Austin corridor classic family homes that you see. You'll see porches, you'll see very unique architecture, and it is something that Capital Pacific tried to take the home styles of Central Austin and bring them out into the Circle C community. And many of the plans that were built in there are named after places like Carytown or other areas in Austin. And so people tend to pick those houses because they like the unique style. Now, coming back along West Slaughter, going well east of the escarpment area, past the Escarpment Village Shopping Center and all that, is Park Place. Park Place was also built by Capital Pacific Homes. It's a smaller community. It's really a circle of a couple of streets and a small street in there, and it represents the northeast portion of Circle C. There aren't any more homes that are more north or east of this particular community. Coming back in to Circle C, and this is right near the swim center, is the Park West Garden Home community. Now, these homes have a couple of unique community aspects. They are either on or have immediate access to Metropolitan Park, so they're very similar to what we talked about Circle C on the park. They're unique in that they're low maintenance, meaning that a lot of the maintenance of the community, including the front yards, is done by the neighborhood association, and they're behind a gate, so it is a gated community. And the last community in the area on this particular page that I want to mention is Wildflower Park. Wildflower Park is over by the UT Wildflower Center, which is over by the Veloway. This is across Mopac on the most eastern portion of La Crosse. And this community is unique in that it's got its own park within the neighborhood with a playscape. And in addition to that, it abuts adjacent to the far eastern portion of the park system, including the Veloway. And the Veloway, just for reference here, is a 23-foot wide, 3.1-mile bike and skate circuit. So if you rollerblade or you want to skate or ride a bike, it's a private circuit. You don't have to worry about any traffic other than bikes and skaters. Now, one of the things I'm going to touch on now is a couple of other additional communities. And I know, Stephanie, you had mentioned new construction and some of the other things. The Muirfield Somerset Estates, and that actual ranch home at the beginning of this presentation was in there, is a newer neighborhood. It's off State Highway 45. Muirfield Somerset backs to the Grey Rock Golf Course. The homes in there were built by Frederick Harris and David Weekley. Many of those homes back to the Grey Rock Golf Course, and it is in a gated community. So that is offered as somebody's looking for a little bit more higher end. It's certainly well above the median price. You're talking at the current pricing, 4s, 5s, and 6s, depending on the size of the home you're talking about in there and the style of the home. And now we're going to transition to what's called Circle C West. So this would be the portion moving down La Crosse west of Escarpment. It's also known, and this is unique to Austin. Austin tends to give things two names. I'll give you an example. Mopac is also called Loop 1. Capital of Texas Highway is called Highway 360. So in Circle C parlance, you will have people use the two terms interchangeably, Circle C West and Circle C Hillshire. Hillshire was the name of the track that was part of Circle C West, and they're used almost interchangeably. The big difference that you need to understand is Circle C West is much larger than Circle C Hillshire. So Circle C Hillshire is a subset of it, and within there, there's a couple of different areas I want to talk about, specifically. But before I get into these Altamira and these other areas, one of the things about Circle C West that I want you to understand is many of the homes are newer than the other areas we were talking about, Circle C proper or the previous communities. So if you're looking for a newer home in Circle C Ranch, or you're going to want to go to Circle C West or Muirfield Somerset and look at this, other than the new construction I'll mention in a few minutes. And the builders in Circle C West are some of Austin's best builders. I'll just kind of run through them quickly so you may be familiar with some of the names because they build around other parts of Austin or the country. Mercedes Homes is built in Circle C West, so some of the existing homes you'll see out there are from Mercedes. Newmark Homes, Meritage Homes, and Wilshire Homes, as well as Village Builders. Now, specifically, sub-areas of Circle C West are Altamira. Altamira is all the way in the western part of Circle C West along Spruce Canyon. Altamira was built by D.R. Horton Homes, which is the largest home builder for new construction in the country. And it is a community where they are all but built out in there. So you've got newer homes, but not new construction that you can go in and buy from the builder at this point. Now, right below there is the communities of Fairway Estates, the Enclave, and Enclave Estates. These are built by KB Homes. KB Homes has come into the Austin market and built a number of communities. And what they did in Circle C is they brought their luxury home plans and process in from the West Coast, from California and other markets. And so they built a product, if you're familiar with KB Home, is not like what you're going to see in other markets like Dallas or Arizona or other parts of the country. So if you're looking for more upscale, you're thinking about getting either Fairway Estates or Enclave Estates, and you're also looking at the Enclave. The difference between those two areas is the Fairway Estates and Enclave Estates are also gated communities. These are located in Circle C West, right near the community center on Spruce Canyon. Now, coming back in on Spruce Canyon, just to the east of the community center, you've got Woodtrace, the Knolls, and Village Place. And much of this area, including Woodlands, Arbors, and Stone Creek, are all small little neighborhoods along Spruce Canyon. Many of these areas were built by Streetman Homes. And Streetman Homes is another big builder within the Austin area. They build excellent product. I'll be talking about them in a few minutes when I talk about some of the upcoming future developments. But again, the takeaway for Circle C West, great builders, newer homes. If you're looking for a newer home, there is some new construction. Out of all these neighborhoods, Fairway Estates would be where you could go in. And again, this is on Grey Rock Golf Course. And KB Home can build you a newer home. You're certainly talking about $500,000, $600,000, or even in the $700,000 range at current pricing. And those are all available in those areas. All right, Circle C new construction. There are really a couple of areas. We touched on one of them already, but Circle C Avania Esquel is a Standard Pacific project. They're doing 400 lots, and they may build even the future phase beyond that. They have pretty much almost sold out of their current phase, and if you're listening to this fairly close to when I actually recorded this in the early fall of 2012, they're going to be releasing the next phase of lots. If you're interested in that, I'm certainly helping buyers at this point get in line to get contracts negotiated, get in touch with me. Now, the other area, Circle C Meridian, is on the south side of State Highway 45, on the other side of Avania going west. Standard Pacific Homes and David Weekley built in there, and they built homes in the last, call it 5 years or so. They are both closing out. I think they have a couple of lots each, and that will be the end of Circle C Meridian. So you're going to be able to buy a newer home there, but not necessarily new construction. It's a really closeout. Now, Fairway Estates and Enclave Estates, we mentioned those, and that's the luxury product from KB Homes that's available. Future developments, and this is for 2013 and forward. Grey Rock Ridge, which is 385 plus lots. As I mentioned before, this is Streetman Homes. And what's expected to be built there, and I'm trying to get an interview set up with Streetman, so we may be able to actually post a link to a further detail about this Grey Rock project. It's going to be similar to Sendero Springs. Sendero Springs is on the West Slaughter area, just to the east of Mopac. So if you drive past the shops, which are on north and south, I mentioned in a previous section, you can actually see this entry for the Streetman project there on Sendero Springs. You can drive through and see the kind of houses that are expected to build in here, but that's really subject to change. Now, Circle C West, there's going to be another Standard Pacific. They're going to do 36 lots on escarpment across from the fire station. So this is going to be very close to the Abania Esquel. You'd come back north on Escarpment. There's a firehouse. You'll see the entrance there just coming back up Escarpment. There's a large plot there that they're going to put 36 lots right on that part of it. So that's a long description of quite a bit about Circle C Ranch. Again, feel free to get in touch with me, and I don't know, Stephanie, if you've got any questions specifically.
Yeah, Kevin, thank you so much for sharing. I know that this is a lot of information on a video or an audio, but if you really do want more information on Circle C Ranch in Austin, please give Kevin a call at 512-522-8470. That's 8470, or reach us at Austin, Texas Real Estate Today. And Kevin, I want to thank you so much, and I know that this is part 4 of a 5-part series, and then we'll be talking to you again very soon about the lifestyle portion of Circle C. We're talking about some parks and things to do and the parades and all the awesome things that they've got.